Hi everyone, welcome to the lecture number 7 of unit number 3 higher order differential equation. In this lecture we are going to start solving examples based on shortcut method, which is the first method which for determining the particular integral. Okay, means here in this lecture we are going to solve the actual non-homogeneous type of differential equations. Okay, and the general solution of non-homogeneous type of differential equation has two parts. One is complementary function, we denote it by y subscript c, and the complementary particular integral, sorry, which we denote by y subscript p. Okay, so whenever we have to calculate the general solution of this type of differential equation, we have to calculate two parts of solution. One is complementary function and other is particular integral. Both both the things how to calculate that we have discussed so far. Okay, also we have done the examples on complementary function in one of the video. Okay, and in previous videos we have discussed about how to calculate particular integral by using shortcut methods. In shortcut method there are total 6 cases depending upon the nature of the right hand side function f of x of the differential equation phi of dy equal to f of x. So whenever such type of differential equation will be in front of you, depending upon the nature of f of x, there are total 6 cases in shortcut methods. Okay, and how to do calculation for the given function which is on the right hand side, that we have discussed in previous videos. Okay, so all the previous knowledge is required for solving such type of differential equation. Okay, so let us start solving examples. There are total 6 examples I have written. We are going to take more examples on shortcut methods. Okay, in coming 2-3 videos. In this video there are total 6 examples I have written. Out of these 6 examples, some I will solve and the remainder I will give you for practice. Okay, so let us start solving very first example. Example number 1. In this example, given differential equation is d to the power 4 minus m to the power 4 y equals to sine mx. Right? Now, as on the right hand side we are having sine function, sine of some angle mx. Okay, then it is clear that we are going to use the case number 2 of shortcut method. Okay, from the nature of function itself we can come to know what method is applicable here. Okay, and on the right hand side your phi of d is in the form of d already. Okay, so for calculating general solution of this differential equation, we have to find, I will give this equation number 1. So write down after this the general solution of 1 is, we have the formula y equal to yc plus yp, which is nothing but cf plus pi. So let us calculate one by one. I will give this equation number 2. Calculate yc and yp separately and substitute in this equation. We will get our required general solution. For cf, consider, for calculating cf we consider auxiliary equation of given differential equation. Okay, which is phi of d equal to 0, and which is the coefficient of y in the differential equation, and that is d to the power 4 minus m to the power 4 equal to 0. Now the next thing we have to do is we have to calculate the factors or the roots of this particular polynomial. So there will be total 4 roots, right? So once we get the 4 roots, then we are going to use the rules of writing CF. Okay, depending upon the nature of roots, we are going to write the complementary function of the given differential equation. Okay, so this is d raised to 4 minus m raised to 4. We can factorize it easily using one formula, a square minus b square. We have a square minus b square equal to a minus b into a plus b. That can be applied to this polynomial. This is d square square and this is m square square. So it will be d square minus m square and d square plus m square equal to 0. Okay, so this will give us two second degree polynomials. Okay, again d square minus m square equal to 0 or d square plus m square equal to 0, right? So d square equal to m square from the first equation, and from the second equation d square equal to minus m square, and on taking square root both sides we'll get d equal to plus minus m, and here d equal to plus minus m into I, because this is a negative number, right? And the root of negative number is imaginary. So one pair of root is real and one pair of root is imaginary, and all the roots are distinct. Okay, so here no root is repeated. Therefore, by using the rules on CF, the complementary function CF of given differential equation is, first I will write the CF for real roots. Okay, there are total two real roots, m and minus m. So for them, CF will be c1 e to the power mx plus mx plus c2 e to the power minus mx. These are the two constants related to first two real roots. Now the second part of the CF will be the root, the CF associated with the imaginary roots. The imaginary pair of root is plus minus mi. Okay, it means the value of real part is 0 and imaginary part's value is plus m. M. So this can be written as e raised to 0 x, next constant c1 c2 we have taken, so next constant is c3 cos mx, m is the imaginary part, plus c4 sin mx. Okay, e raised to 0 is 1, so this can be written as yc equal to c1 e raised to mx plus c2 e raised to mx minus mx, c2 e raised to minus mx plus c3 cos mx plus c4 sin mx. So this is the equation number 3. This is the complementary function. Now let us do the calculation for particular integral. Now particular integral pi, which we denote by yp, equals to 1 upon phi of d times f of x. This is the definition for particular integral. Phi of d is d raised to 4 minus m raised to 4, and right hand side function is sin mx. So we have sin here, right? So we are going to use the case number 2. In case number 2, we replace d square by minus of a square, right? Here a is m, so we are going to replace d square by minus of m square. Okay, so here we have d square square, so that will be equal to minus m square square minus m square square minus m raised to 4. Now and sin mx as it is, right? Now if you take this power, it will be m raised to 4 minus m raised to 4, which is a 0. So we got 0 in the denominator. This is the case of failure. Okay, whenever 0 is in the denominator, case fails, right? So when case fails, we multiply by x to 1 upon f of d in the numerator, and we differentiate phi of d. Okay, x by phi dash of d into sin mx as it is. So what is the derivative of phi of d? It is 4d cube minus m raised to 4 derivative 0. M raised to 4's derivative is 0. So 4d cube sin mx. So we have x by 4 as it is, 1 by d cube sin mx, right? So again, now you apply the shortcut method, replace d square by minus m square. So we'll have here minus m square, d cube can be written as d square into d, so minus m square, d will have, okay, sin mx. Now this is minus x by 4m square 1 upon d sin mx, and as we have discussed, d is derivative with respect to x, so 1 upon d is integration with respect to x of this function. So integration of sin mx is minus cos mx divided by m, right? So minus minus will become plus, and finally we'll have yp equal to x by 4m cube. Okay, this m square and m will become m cube in the denominator, in the numerator cos mx. Okay, so this is the yp, equation number 4. On using 3 and 4, that is yc and yp in 2, we'll get our general solution as y equal to c1 e raised to mx, c2 e raised to minus mx, c3 cos mx plus c4 sin mx and plus finally the particular integral x by 4m cube cos mx. Okay, so this is the required general solution of the given differential equation. So this is how we do. Okay, first you calculate complementary function, then you calculate particular integral, and then you substitute in the general solution definition. Now next example, this is the example 2. d2y by dx square minus 4y equal to 1 plus e raised to x bracket square plus 3. Okay, so here the derivative is in the form of d by dx, so we'll replace d by dx by capital D first. So your differential equation will look like this. Okay, d square minus 4y equal to this right hand side. Now for CF, consider auxiliary equation of differential equation given differential equation 1. Phi of d is d square minus 4, equate it to 0, get its roots. D square minus 4 equal to 0 implies d square equal to 4 implies d equal to plus minus 2. So we got real roots and they are distinct. Hence CF will be, as there are two roots, two constants will be there in the complementary function, arbitrary constants. CF equals to c1 e raised to 2x, one root, plus c2 e raised to second root minus 2x. Okay, so this is the CF. CF is finished. Now we are going to do the calculation for particular integral. 1 by p, the definition is 1 by p, for yp, 1 by phi of d f of x. This is 1 by phi of d. Phi of d is d square minus 4 and f of x is 1 plus e raised to x bracket square plus 3. Now here the right hand side looks like in exponential form, right? It means, and some constant terms are there. It means we are going to use the case number 1 for solving this particular integral. So very first we have the square of the bracket, so we'll expand that bracket. After expanding this a plus, using the formula a plus b bracket square, we'll get 1 plus 2 e raised to x plus square of e raised to x, which is e raised to 2x, plus this 3. Now after rearranging the terms, 1 plus 3 is 4, this 2 e raised to x, e raised to 2x, these three terms will have. Okay, now this 1 upon d square minus 4 is the operator that we are going to operate on these three terms. Okay, so one by one I have operated on the three terms, all the three terms. So here we are having exponential function e raised to x. It means here in the denominator we are going to replace d by 1 because the coefficient of x is 1. Value of a is 1 here. So we are going to replace d by a. Okay, because this is the exponential function, case number 1. So in the denominator of this first term, in the second term's denominator we are going to replace d by 2 because the value of a is plus 2. Okay, and in the third term this is a constant function, right? And for constant function we have the substitution d equal to 0. So all the three we are going to put simultaneously in all the three terms separately. Okay, for the first term the substitution is d equal to 1, for the second term substitution is d equal to 2, and for the third term substitution is d equal to 0 in the denominator. So after doing that we'll get here 1 minus 4 minus 3, so it will be minus 2 by 3 e raised to x, minus 2 by 3 e raised to x. If you put 2 here, so 2 square is 4, so we'll have 1 by 4 minus 4 e raised to 2x, and here when we put d equal to 0 we'll have minus 4 in the denominator, so that will look like 4 by minus 4. Okay, so all the three terms I have written here, right? Now only in the middle term we are having 4 minus 4, that is 0 in the denominator. So for this particular term we have case of failure. Okay, so the remaining term will write as it is, minus 2 by 3 e raised to x. This 4 by minus 4 is minus 1, I have written as it is. E raised to 2x, for the middle term e raised to 2x as it is, we'll multiply numerator by x and we differentiate the denominator polynomial, which is d square minus 4. The derivative of d square minus 4 with respect to d is 2d. Okay, the derivative I have written. Now again these two terms we have to continue on the next step, minus 2 by 3 e raised to x and minus 1. Now 1 by d we are having, either you can integrate this or again one more time you can apply the shortcut method. Means replace d by 2 again, so we'll have here 2 into 2 4, so x by 4 e raised to 2x. Now all the terms are free of d, it means this is the final particular integral. Now we have with us both particular integral and complementary function, hence general solution is y equal to yc plus yp. Now just put the yc and yp here, you'll get your required general solution. Okay, so that will be y equal to c1 e raised to 2x, c2 e raised to minus 2x plus yp, x it is minus 2 by 3 e raised to x plus x by 4 e raised to 2x and minus 1. So this is the final solution of the given differential equation. Okay, now out of the remaining problem, few problems you try at home. This problem number 4 and 5 you try at home. Okay, here we have exponential function and constant function, so case 1 will be applicable. Here we have exponential function as well as trigonometric function, so case 1 for these two terms, case 2 for this term. Simultaneously you have to apply in one problem both the cases. Okay, and problem number 3 and problem number 6 I will cover in coming lecture. Okay, thank you so much.